Yo, what's poppin'? Back like we never left. BDA. Yo, question. We got some questions for y'all. And again, we're not gonna call it a 9K sub special. I appreciate everybody that's contributed to the channel so far. And you know, we've been breaking through a bunch of milestones, and I sincerely do appreciate it. But now we got some other goals that we gotta attain. 10K. But for right now, we're focused on these questions. I said I was gonna do this a while back, but I didn't get the chance to or the time to do this, so we're gonna get right into it, okay? So I'm gonna go through questions from several videos, not just one video, from several videos. I'm gonna take the best questions and we're gonna answer them right now. Some blasphemous ones, some great ones, and some trollish ones. We're gonna get into it. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, first question is Dardo Numa. He says, you know, after all the talk about the predictability of this arc and the Oda slander, I can just imagine Goda sitting in some larger-than-life armchair, scrolling through comments, singing this chapter's praises, and chuckling while he thinks about all the hiatuses he's gonna take as punishment for us doubting him. Listen, criticism is just a part of it. I think people criticize One Piece sometimes too far, and I feel like sometimes it is warranted, but it's never going to be a happy medium just because that's how the internet is. I think criticism, you have to accept criticism if you're going to accept praise, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, it comes with the territory. So the next two questions are kind of similar with, well, the next two statements, I guess. Jesus Gomez and Mandarin General. Jesus Gomez says, Katakuri is by far my favorite character in One Piece. This chapter made it official. This chapter Katakuri stabbed himself. Mandarin General says, my respect for Katakuri knows no bound. This man is easily my favorite villain in One Piece, period. Katakuri is not my favorite character in One Piece. Barely cracks my top 10, I would say, but I mean, that chapter definitely did put him on a higher pedestal. That chapter made him crack my top 10. Mandarin General said, and his respect for Katakuri, I definitely respect Katakuri a lot more since the whole stab, and just showing honor as a character, that was really cool. I want to see what the replies are, though. Edward Tejeda, him and Dofi are amazing characters. We need that backstory of him, Oda. That's all we need to know, because, of course, Doflamingo is the #1 villain. And we may do a video on that. Let me know if you want a video on that. The top 10 or top 5 One Piece villains, because top 10 may take too long. We can do a top 10 for 2018. We'll do it up to 2018 or up to 2017. Let's do it up to 2017, or rather 2018. Let's do it up to 2018. We'll do a top 10 One Piece villains. Let me know if you would like that video. Prince Vegeta says, oh, so Brago likes that line Luffy used about there's nothing called playing dirty in a pirate battle. But on the other hand, he bitches about Gamma Knife Nami using rain to counter Cracker. First off, liking that line and bitching about Gamma Knife and Nami using rain to counter Cracker, they're not mutually exclusive. If I don't bitch about Gamma Knife and Nami using rain to counter Cracker, I bitch about people saying that it didn't matter in the fights, when it clearly did. When you power scale, you have to factor in everything involved in the fight, all the occurrences, all the factors of the fight. You have to factor it in. So you can't just like ignore things just because, of course, they're pirates. We know that general rule of thumb. It's like if you get caught, you get caught. But when we're power scaling, you have to factor in that Law used Gamma Knife and Nami used the rain on Cracker. They don't go together. That's just reaching. Ken Blue says Katakuri is conquers Haki, but Tai thought or thinks he's in top 30, and Sanji's stronger than Katakuri. LMAO. I think he's changed a bit. This was just a funny statement. Chaotic chaos. Okay, Luffy needed Law's help to beat Dofi. Luffy needed Nami's help to beat Cracker. Now Luffy needs Katakuri's help to beat Katakuri. Who will save him in his next big fight? That was just funny as hell. Is that factual? Whatever, but it was funny as hell. Brian Chow says, one thing that stood out to me was when Katakuri took his Charlotte leather jacket off. It's symbolic in that he's now fighting on his own terms, stripping off his identity as a model son of Big Mom. I definitely agree with this statement that, okay, I don't agree with the full thing as far as stripping off his identity as a model son. Actually, I do agree. Once he removed his scarf, it kind of changed his whole feng shui, his whole persona, because at that point he was exposed. You know, people knew about the real him. That kind of signified him just, I guess, growing out of that role that he had been kind of condensed to. Obviously, from what we've seen, he's a bit more than that. He has more personality than that because of the role that they kind of threw Katakuri on the Big Mom Pirates, because of how powerful he was, the prodigy he was forced into that role, so he was kind of cornered. In a way, he was shelved. His true personality could not shine. So therefore, yeah, stripping the Charlotte leather jacket off, that's definitely symbolic. Z-Killer says, chapter was 8 out of 10, but your reaction made it a 10 out of 10 for me. My nigga. So this is another video. Usopp Carnaman says, sorry to say, but you, Brago, give me some Double 4 anime vibes with the ending statement about hype. Does that mean that I'm about to hit 400,000 subscribers this year? Because I can't think of any other similarity at all. RGC Brago, I like your long reactions, but this was a really nice short clip, so I prefer both, actually. Thank you. Of course, they're going to be a mix of both on the channel for the time being. So I appreciate that you guys are actually enjoying the shorter videos. I Sincerely do. What is going on? What is this face? Holy shit, dude. Mob says, y'all tweaked. Charlotte Owen by far has the saddest backstory. I agree. Lucifer's D Goat says, damn, the Discord has so many freaks in it. Join the Discord, guys. It's in the link in the description down below. Some very interesting characters there, but you can join the discussion. It's a fun time. Trust me, it's a fun time. Clyde Cash says, this stream should be called Black People Arguing for No Reason. Why you gotta single out the black people, bro? What's up with that? Fifth Son Uterus Killer, my boy, says, I'm not gonna front. The Luffy hate streams is irritating. Luffy from Manga King. Let's go. Not sure what the Manga King is, but shout out to my boy Fifth Son. Edgar Kia says, not for nothing, but Discord hockey is chopper level. Everyone go subscribe to Mac Download. If you don't know, that's Legend Mac's political channel. Bro, these beginning stages of these videos, I just can't. I don't know what it is. We gotta work on that. Aminu Munir says, I think it's not that Katakuri didn't send Flampe and her crew, but rather he just had no idea it was her. He knew a bunch of fodder were lurking around. Seeing her made him realize that she did something because he knows she's capable of interfering. Yeah, I agree with that. Katakuri's hockey, it doesn't seem to be focused on sensing your area or surroundings. It's more so as far as like precognition and future sight, shit like that. Yeah, I somewhat agree with that. But in observation hockey, as far as being focused and stuff like that, it can get super convoluted if you dig too deep, because we've done that quite a few times on Discord. Z106 Spot says, BDA, you're living in Athens. Ain't that near you? Somewhat. 40 minutes away or so. Will Thompson had a great comment. He says, great video, Brago. Thank you, sir. I mentioned the blow dart numbing needle in my comment on your last One Piece video. To me, it made sense, since blow dart needles are used by tribes to paralyze / kill their prey. And then I checked the manga stream translation and it referred to that as well. I think the events in this chapter were focused mostly on developing the characters of Katakuri and Luffy, so I'm happy you talked about it. I love Tekken and Joy Boy expanding on that too, because this is what Oda's main focus has always been, rather than fights and power scaling. I wish more YouTubers and fans would talk about this aspect, because there's way too much focus on the fairness of fights and who is stronger than who. Flampe at the end of the day was a plot device to show growth in Katakuri's character, and I'm happy Luffy played a role in Katakuri shedding his persona and be ready to accept who he really is. It is wonderful to see an antagonist be a complex character who has layers rather than just be an uber powerful villain. Luffy is getting an endurance and observation hockey upgrade, while Katakuri is growing emotionally. Awesome chapter to tie everything up, and look forward to the rest of the fight and the arc, because Oda rarely disappoints when it comes to the endings. Also, kudos to you for involving your subs and commenters in your videos. Keep grinding and take care. Thank you, Will. You've always had great comments on the video, so I appreciate this as well. As far as why people focus on fights and the power aspect over character development and stuff like that, it's pretty much, it's easier to talk about power scaling because it's a lot of speculation. Not much research has to go into it. And as far as character development, that would take some time, some research, some knowledge of like what development of a character actually is. It would actually take some more effort, I would say. So I'm not saying that people, they don't talk about it just because it's a difficult topic, but sometimes it's just not what people want to hear. People don't, sometimes they don't even care about character development. They just want to know, yo, is Kaido, Solo, and Shanks or not? While I understand you and I agree with you where sometimes we focus, myself included, on power scaling too much, the people don't really care about character development that much. I could upload a video saying, hey, the ultimate character development of Sanji, and then put some, say, like Zoro's new form, and trust me, Zoro's new form is going to skyrocket over Sanji's character development. That's just how it is. So people, you know, if you want to grow, if you want to do well on YouTube, sometimes you have to appease your subscribers, even people that aren't subscribed to you. Just, you know, that's just the YouTube game, and some people play it if you really want to go places on YouTube. But sometimes you have to sprinkle in like the medicine and the candy, and you got to drop videos like that. So I agree, I'll take on that challenge. I'll try to make more videos like that, just to, you know, appease to not only the power scaling fans, but the fans that enjoy videos where we can deep dive and delve into actually what character development is. So I appreciate that comment, I really do. I just want to let you know that I care about character development, I care about things like that, but sometimes it's hard to do videos like that because they take time to go through. You have to go through panel by panel and illustrate how this character is growing, and you can't just use feats as far as fights and stuff like that. You have to use signature moments in the story. So they're good, but they are time consuming. So, you know, but that's my thoughts on that. Tobias James says, I feel like the level of Conqueror's Haki that affects the environment is the combination of armament and Conqueror's Haki. That is possible. Conqueror's Haki at this point is super speculation because Oda has not divulged much information as far as it's concerned. We know it's certain qualities. You cannot learn it. You were born with it. You can unlock it and grow it as your will grows, as your prestige grows. But as far as like the true purpose of Conquerors Haki, that is yet to be revealed. I'm with you, man. That sounds like that's plausible, but we'll see. Kufa Fury says the fight starts now. The fight indeed does start now. For real this time. I also don't want to overlook the people that's definitely giving me a lot of like kudos and saying they appreciate the short videos. Like DJ V Latina says, I see you're putting effort into your videos. Keep up the great work. I appreciate that. And the Doom 1111 says, I really like this kind of videos. The editing is good too. I appreciate that because listen, this is something I want to expand to. I want to make different types of videos on the channel, and this is just, you know, segue into like, you know, where I want to go. If you guys remember when I first got this new editing software, the Adobe Premiere Pro, I said I'm learning new things, and as I progress, you're going to see them in the videos, and I hope you guys have been seeing them, and you guys have shown me that you do appreciate them. So thank you. That's all I can say right now. Just thank you for all your support, guys. Carl, you said Ty telling Dustin to calm down. He's not making sense. It's literally the best thing I've ever heard. It was hilarious because Dustin and Ty, they have such a great rapport when they go back and forth. I love it. Moonlight Pirates, I love if Brock was just keeping quiet while they fight. I don't think they were fighting. They were just going back and forth. You know, mano. You just gotta let it, you know, play out sometimes. It's not a fight though. That's a bit extreme. So Lando checking in. If you guys don't know Lando is one of my longtime subscribers who always put like super analytical videos or analytical thoughts on my videos. They're really long. I don't want to spend all the time on that, but I'm going to read a bit of it because Lando offers brilliant insight, and I just appreciate it so much. So I'll talk a bit about how Lando breaks down. If you see, it's a lot of dialogue. I always read through all of it, and it definitely helps me when I'm assessing the chapters after the fact. So shout out to Lando. I appreciate you so much, bro. If I don't say that enough, I just want to let you know that I appreciate what you do. Please do not stop commenting. If you guys want to go, it's on the 894 video, the live reaction. Lando has his own review on the chapter, which is just amazing stuff. So let's read one of the paragraphs. All right. So he says, Katakuri is wrong in his previous assessment of Luffy slowly reaching his level of observation haki, future side oriented. Luffy's observation haki is improving, but mainly as a response to Katakuri's emotional shift. Luffy first shown his ability to sense emotions due to Rayleigh angrily hitting him as a result of knocking over his dinner by attacking blindly. It's no mistake that as Katakuri becomes more emotional, invested in his fight, Luffy manages to dodge a barrage of Mochi fists. Compared to previous attempts to dodge, as Katakuri noted that he tried to, Luffy's affinity to the emotional side of observation haki was noted by Rayleigh due to Luffy sensing his angry intent in his blows. And one can argue that Luffy identifies anger more than other emotional states. Katakuri's emotional state is noticeably changing. He's more emboldened, ferocious, and angry as this fight drags on. If Katakuri's attacks are driven with a ferocious and angry aura behind him, it could play into Luffy's favor as he could dodge them better than attacks with calm aura behind them. I'm not sure if you guys got all that. Basically saying Luffy has an affinity to sense anger and angry intent. That's what he sensed with Rayleigh. So with Katakuri, as he becomes more emotional, it makes it easier for Luffy to dodge his blows, which it makes a lot of sense, and that's why I love Lando's comments. So again, guys, the 894 video, go into all my videos. Lando's always there. I'm gonna pin some of them for sure. He definitely goes in and deep dives. It's always amazing shit. Lando, I appreciate you, bro. Phenomenal says, you can see after reading Statement, his eyes got glassy from the happiness that flowed through that man. This is a reaction. Loving it, Brago. Thank you, bro. Listen, sometimes, like when I'm reading the One Piece chapter, if I enjoy the chapter, it's a genuine like joy and happiness. Again, this takes away from, or this is different and separate from real life where shit happens. Like, we know how life is. We all experience life, some different than others. So when I'm reading One Piece, I want to become immersed in One Piece. I want to enjoy it because this is a getaway from like shit that's going on in my life. So when I'm loving it, I love it. When I don't like it, I don't like it. So I appreciate you guys, you know, seeing that I do enjoy One Piece, and I'm going to come for One Piece until it ends, regardless of what happens. That's how invested I am in the story. So guys, thank you for your support. Again, I appreciate it. Unexpected One says, Brago continuously didn't know how to react. Shout out to you, Dub. Again, a legend in this community. I definitely plan on doing a video with him sometime soon, just talking One Piece, because this guy is extremely knowledgeable and I appreciate his insight. Go sub to Unexpected Wonder. I'm definitely a legend, but thank you, Dub. That was a chapter that was unbelievable. I didn't know what to say. Mr. Cruz says, Brago, you're better than it's 894 chapters, 894 chapters. This is what Oda does argument. Froob, you're better than the majority of the community loved it argument. So I'll say this. When I said the 894 chapters, this is what Oda does, I'm referring to different instances in the story where Luffy does things and it's like, well, okay, I guess, like, you know, Red Hawk and shit like that. When Luffy overcomes like certain situations where we're like, I'm not sure, initially you question it, but at the end of the day, because it's been going on for so long, you rock with it. You just rock with it because it is what it is. You can criticize 100%. I'm always for criticism. Like, that's in anything. Criticism that makes you better. But at the end of the day, after I criticize, I move on. It's like, it is what it is. It's not going to, I mean, sometimes something can hold me back and I'm like, okay, let me take a break. But with One Piece and how invested I am, even if I criticize something, I'm like, all right, man, let's just go right to the next chapter. Hopefully we get an explanation then. So that's how I viewed it. Fruit was saying, well, the majority of the community loved it. You can't go with the majority because you have to go based on how you feel, because sometimes the majority, they're wrong, or they're just like going off of hype or different things. So you don't want to just go off of that. You want to go off of how you really feel, but that's how Fruit was feeling at the time. So it is what it is, right? The Crumpington says, just when you thought Smoothie can get any thicker, Gota delivers. Gota does his thing with the thickness all the time, and Smoothie, she's definitely no exception. Corey Wood says, me waiting for Brago to stop overthinking literally every aspect of the story. Like, I get it, it's kind of your job, but everything, I mean, golly, you're thinking more than Oda is. I agree, Corey, I agree. And I even said a few chapters ago, like, I'm gonna stop doing that. I don't want to do that as much because it takes away from how I enjoy it, right? So this chapter, this reaction in 895, I don't think I went as deep and as hard as I did like previously in the Katakuri and Luffy fights. I was like, you know what? I'm not sure about this power up with Luffy, but it is what it is, man. I'm rocking with it. Some things I do question and I deep dive into it, but like you said, it's kind of my job on like this channel and what we do here. So come on, man, you gotta rock with me, bro. The Range AM says Gear 4 KD. You got me there, bro. You know what it is. You know, we all know how KD is, bro. We just got it. You know what it is. Or says, I love Discord Fridays. It's so funny and crazy. Like, Discord Fridays is something we do at 12 a.m. Technically, it's Discord Saturdays, but Saturday at 12 a.m. every week, we do Discord Fridays. That's what we call it. I didn't do it last week. Well, I did it last week, but I did it on Sunday at 12 a.m. So that's something we're going to do every week. So you can join the Discord. The more, like, clout you have in Discord, you can get into the Discord Friday chat. I think we're going to lessen the amount of people that can join because it's too many people and I want to understand what people are saying and I want the stream to be enjoyable for the viewer after the fact. Also, you know, your mics have to be up to par, but Discord Fridays, I'm loving it. People in the stream, they're loving it. So it's gonna keep happening until, you know, for the time being. Kurakami Najimi says, Luffy doesn't move up a whole tier every arc. He got slightly stronger pre-time skip with the gears being his main power-up. The more he grows, the slower his growth rate should be. If he can't level up just by fighting someone strong, then it's like saying he could reach Yonko level by fighting Rayleigh 20 times. Luffy's current stamina is just bullshit. Oda is pulling so Luffy can survive. Luffy was KO'd from far less earlier this arc. He took a few hits from Cracker, ate and ran for 11 hours, took 7 or 8 hits from Sanji, then a few hits from the army. This new form is also bullshit. No way Luffy can come up with a new form of something complex like Gear 4th without practicing. He's had this all along, and if it can KO Katakuri, then it could have KO'd Doflamingo and Cracker. His observation is irrelevant because if this had any impact, it'd only be relevant to hitting Katakuri, Doflamingo, and Cracker can be hit regardless. I mean, he always has facts and always someone agree with his statements. In this situation, I do agree that, you know, Luffy's stamina at this point, it's absurd how he's still going. I really don't know how to quantify Luffy's stamina or his endurance at this point because he could will himself to keep going, right? That's just how it's set up. The new form being bullshit, yes, you can argue like, okay, you could have used it versus Doflamingo or Cracker, you can do these things, but I agree that's a definite argument, but I don't want to like hang my hat there and wait and just say, okay, this is bullshit, let me not enjoy the chapter because it is what it is, right? I want to know what you guys think. Like, if it's something like that where, okay, this is bullshit, how do you guys go about rationalizing it to move on? How do you feel better about yourself to think that, okay, this happened, but you know, this happened. I just hate the chapter because this happened. Like, how do you move on? What do you do? How do you live with yourself after something like this happens? Because I don't view it that way at all. But let me know how you view this. How do you carry on with life after this happens? Because I don't hold it nearly as important when something that happens I don't agree with, and I could call it bullshit. But I want to know how you guys move on. How do you continue reading if something is bullshit? I know how I did with Fairy Tail because I enjoyed the comedy of Fairy Tail. So when the fights came on and Natsu did his shit, like with versus the Twin Dragons, I'm like, whatever, it is what it is. But the comedy was great to me, so that's why I continued. Why do you continue to read One Piece after some bullshit happens that could completely take you out of the story? Do you skip an arc? Do you skip a few chapters and come back, you know, reassess and come back? How do you deal with it? Because I honestly want to know how that's handled.